Okay. Any of you interested in becoming architects or doing anything in the engineering field later on in your life? Right, most of you are going to be professional athletes. If by some chance you're doing this, or if you're ever planning on building your own house or having somebody design your own house, you probably should understand this. Okay, because if you're going to draw your own house or build your own house, you have to be able to read the plans for your house, like where you want the bedrooms, the bathrooms, the great rooms, whatever you people have in your brand new houses that have the whatever stuff there. Now there's a problem with that, in that if drawings were drawn exactly as the house was, where like a foot is drawn on a foot on the piece of paper, how big would the drawing paper have to be? The same size as your house. That leads itself to a little problem there, because Kayleen, if you had to look at your house drawn on a piece of paper the size of your house, where would you store that piece of paper and how would you read it? It would not. Yes, it's very, very hard to do, and that's why we draw things to scale. They're scale drawings because you have to be able to see it on a small scale to be able to see it and to draw it there. And when you do these scale drawings, you need to draw yourself a little ratio box. Write this down because this is how it's going to look. It's going to look like this. When you figure all this out, okay, you've got your scale here, and this is your actual. Okay, and then the other two boxes are whatever your measurements are in. And I'll do an example, and then you'll say, yeah, that's pretty easy there. For example, oh, by the way, and drawings will say that they're drawn to scale. If you see on something where it says it's not drawn to scale, you know what that means? It's not proportional. In other words, don't look at it. Like if Mr. Hahn drew you a map of how to go, let's say you had a track meet in California. Okay, I don't know if that would ever happen, but here is the best state in the union. Here's the most corrupt state in the union. That would be ours. There's Chicago. Okay. There's Chicago, and then let's say your meet here is in California. Way over here. Okay. See how big the state of Illinois is? The state of Illinois is not drawn to scale because it is not proportionate to what it would be. If this is, do you know how far it is to California? Like thousands of miles.
5,000 miles.
If this was drawn to scale, then the state of Illinois would be about 800 miles long or something like that. What not drawn to scale means is don't look at the map and think that that's proportional. You know, or maybe I drew the state of Illinois this big. So you would think that by the when you got out of the state of Illinois, you'd only have another state of Illinois to go, and that would be it. That's not the case. Not drawn to scale means don't look at the map in proportion because they probably cut stuff out because you don't need to know that stuff there. Maybe that doesn't make sense. Here we go. Anyways, back to this. Here's the story problem. Not drawn to scale. Here is your story. Mary sketched a scale drawing of her dream garden. Mary sketched the dream garden at a scale of 1 inch represents 2 feet. 1 inch equals 2 feet. Now, right there, children, you should stop and think. That is the numbers for your scale. 1 inch equals 2 feet. 1 inch represents 2 feet. You know the scale side of your thing there. If the garden is going to be 8 inches long on the drawing, the garden is 8 inches long. How long is it really? Okay, so on the actual drawing, I guess we should probably, this should probably say the drawing measurement, and this one should say the real measurement. Okay, so on the drawing, the measurement is what? 8 inches. And you can use just equal ratios, equal fractions, equal whatever you want to do. How do you go from 1 to 8? Multiply by 8. So 2 times 8. How long would it actually be in real life? 16, but this is in feet, not in inches. Which makes sense because the drawing. A garden that would only be 16 inches long would not be much of a garden at all. If it's 12 feet wide, if the garden is actually 12 feet wide, what would it be on the drawing? What would it be on the drawing? Well, now I know not the top but the bottom. If it's actually 12 feet long in the actual garden, how long would it have to be on the drawing? How do you go from 2 to 12? Times 6. So 1 times 6 is 6 inches. That doesn't seem to be that difficult, does it? Let's find a hard one, though. Shall we? You want a really hard one? Yeah. 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 Open your books, page 582, please. Let's, just so you don't have to write this down, we can look at this here. We don't have much time left. Actual problem number 2 on tomorrow's assignment says Kay is sketching her dream house. I believe most drawings these days are 1/8 of an inch equals a foot. I don't know if they still use that or not, but that's what most drawings are. Huh? No, say it isn't so. Problem number 2 says Kay is sketching her dream house. The scale is 1 inch equals 5 feet. So the first thing you would do is what, Logan?
I would draw a ratio.
Thank you. And what is it?
1 inch equals 5.
Where does that go?
That's on the drawing. It's 1 inch is 5 inches. No, 1 inch is 2 feet. Or 1 inch is 5 feet.
There you go. The drawing measurement is this. The actual measurement is that. That's the scale. 1 inch equals 5 feet. And then you fill in the blanks with the rest. What does it say? Her dining room is to be 25 feet long. How should it be on the drawing? Where does 25 go? Here or here? Bottom, because this is the actual one. How long would it be? Yeah, this would be 5 inches on the drawing. What about letter C? If she draws the bookcase 2 inches long, I suppose we could make this, extend this. If the bookcase on the drawing is 2 inches long, how long is it really? Somebody? 10 feet. Does that make a lot of sense or no?
Yes.
Is there